self-reflection and develop a purpose-driven mission. And then the lesson goal of this particular lesson is for students to be able to both analyze collective missions and then talk about alignment and misalignment. So this lesson is really going to hone in on that concept from the Good Projects core concepts. If you're not familiar with that, maybe you want to go and take a look at some of our blog posts or other resources about what alignment and misalignment are and what they mean. There's some assessment recommendations here based on the activities, how you can really know if students have understood the ideas that are presented in this lesson around alignment and misalignment, and also group mission. And this lesson most aligns with Castle's social emotional learning framework around social awareness. You'll see the portfolio documentation, the resources that you need, and then there is a prerequisite for this lesson. So it's lesson 2.5, which is about individual and class missions. You'll want to make sure that you've done that first with your students before jumping into this one. There's an optional refresher here about that particular lesson that asks students to think back to their individual and class mission statements, what they came up with for a class mission statement, and this week about how the lens is going to be broadened a little to be thinking about really wider kind of institutional mission. So I'm going to run through step by step the different parts of this lesson. So you'll want to start by explaining the concepts of alignment and misalignment. I think the blog post that I just mentioned is linked here in the title on alignment and misalignment, so you can read there. And then there's a definition for each, so you can talk through students through those definitions and then provide an example that maybe is relevant to your own local context. So something that students could understand and really see illustrated, these two concepts of alignment and misalignment. So one example that we offer is that you could use the field of education, maybe thinking about all the different stakeholders in education or in your community, parents, teachers, students, administrators, community members, the government. You could use something else as well. Maybe there's a particular case from your school, maybe there's something going on in your nation or a particular current event that's important, and you could think about all the different stakeholders involved in that situation as well. You'll want to remind students about that class mission statement, what they remember about it and all of that. But then you'll want to move to thinking through the school's mission. So a lot of schools already have a mission statement, and you can find your school's mission statement, or it's often called a value statement or a vision statement. But you'll want to have something that kind of sets out the different priorities of your school, if there is such a statement. If there's not, you could question or have students sort of think through what a statement like that could look like. That might alter the rest of the lesson. You could maybe write that together in this lesson if your school doesn't have a mission statement. That could be something fun, maybe to even propose if there is no mission statement to other classes or maybe even the administration, or come up with a set of values you think are important for your school. But if you do have a mission statement, you can give students the opportunity to dissect it. That's really what this lesson is about. So there are some discussion questions here about keywords in the mission statement, what values might be underpinning it, how students' personal missions that they wrote and their class missions that they created last time might compare. What does good work mean according to the mission statement, if that's in there at all? So you want to give students, I would say, really the bulk of the time to be thinking about some of those questions in relation to the school mission statement, and then bring the groups back together and have some kind of wrap up conversation together, maybe getting feedback from each one of the small groups that you broke students into, writing some answers on the board, drawing some connections between their different analyses. And then you can have the option of keeping students' written notes that they might have for their portfolios. So this is really a chance to look again at an institutional mission through this activity and be thinking about what it means to students, what it means about good work, and what it might mean to the different stakeholders that are involved in your school. And then the closing part, or the exit ticket, just asks students to again think about the 3 E's of good work and whether there's alignment or misalignment around that element, maybe looking at the school mission statement in relation to that. So a thought-provoking, hopefully, wrap up to this. There's a possible enrichment that we also recommend where students could look at good work in their community, maybe looking at a particular value in their community, however they want to define that, whether that's a hobby group, a religious community, something like that. That should be pretty open for students to be able to explore on their own, defining community how they like and looking at what good work might look like in that context. So we hope that this lesson provides a little bit of flexibility for students to be having a conversation that's really adapted to your own local context and your school, and hopefully come away with insights that might help them understand the school and what alignment and misalignment look like a little bit better.